what the Dutch lands do best.
There's like a 9 out of 10 for me.
This is like almost black. It looks so good. Feels like something out of an RPG game.
Dude, that tastes like stuffing inside.
What's up, guys? We made it across the border to the Netherlands, and this right here is the city of Maastricht. It is our first time in this city. It's a beautiful city, but we are here for the food, so it is time for a full Dutch food tour.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.
Maastricht is a university city with a population of around 120,000. It is on the southern tip of the Netherlands, sandwiched between Belgium and Germany. As we make our way into the city, we walk through some stereotypical Dutch-looking residential areas with the terraced houses and lots of brick. And of course, a nice bike lane.
I don't know why, but to me this looks very cool. It's such a typical Dutch look to me, the red buildings and then this bike streety stuff. So it's very made for biking and it feels different than what I am used to from Germany, and just makes it feel a little more special. It's kind of cool.
Yes, we're in a foreign country, this foreign land. And we don't have to walk very far before we arrive at our first stop on this Dutch food tour to get a typical Dutch bakery item in this province of Limburg. The bakery we went to is called Bakkerij Matteo Hermans, and they were very nice as we asked about all of the different types of vlaai they had and what is typical in this region.
All right, so first stop here in Maastricht is of course going to be a bakery. The Netherlands has so many different bakeries, and I love to see the different options that they have here compared to Germany where we're living. And we went to this bakery called Bakkerij Hermans, and they have a specialty which is vlaai, which is like a type of pie. It's traditionally made with some type of fruit inside. This one is apricot with a streusel topping, and this is a mini pie. This is apricot crumble custard, and it looks so good. A little bit of powdered sugar dusted on top. This one was just under €4 for the entire mini pie, but it's pretty big. I'm not gonna lie, like it's the size of my face right here. This crust is like kind of a doughy crust here.
It's definitely a handheld.
I don't know.
Like a little UFO.
I don't know if it's traditionally eaten handheld, but I'm gonna give it a try.
Oh, that looks awesome.
I'm a big apricot fan, but also with the custard and the streusel on top, it just adds to this whole thing right here. Do I have powdered sugar all over me?
Yes, I think that's part of the experience. Maybe
so
feed me
good.
a piece.
Big bite, half of it's gone. Half of it's gone with Phil. Oh my, what are you just spitting out the, brother, ugh.
Very nice. Every time crumble with custard is so good, and then just a fruity punch in there. Very good.
There's like a 9 out of 10 for me. Like I would 100% get this all the time with my white mustache.
Yeah, me too.
I have a whole bunch of powder on your face.
All right, this is my cake. It's a little bigger. And this is, I think, a version that is here common to the Limburg area. And it's with rice pudding, like a custard rice pudding filling.
Yeah.
This one was €8 and something.
This was the smallest one they had currently.
They have different sizes, and there was a whole selection of that, which is super nice. I think it's called Rijstevlaai. It's a rice pudding fly. We already cut a piece out of it, and you see it's definitely wet in there, a little rice pudding, and just no fruit, but looks good too and very powdery.
Did you just snort that?
I got my eye. Okay. Very, very different. If you check it out, it's just one filling overall, and the crumble is not there like it is on the other one. But the powdered sugar is a nice sweet contrast because the rice pudding itself is definitely a little bit on the heartier side. Like, you know how we eat like milk rice? It's into that direction, but still a little different. It's a little bit different than anything I tried before, and I'm surprised. I do like it, and it's a lot of fun to eat, as you can see.
Got white.
But I do think I prefer the crumble apricot custard one. Just these 3 words, they like are awesome.
Everything you want in a pie. I want to try this.
That is good too. If the other one is a 10, it's like a 7.5.
Whoa. It tastes like you put rice pudding into a thin crust and just baked it. Pretty good. It's not as sweet. I just think I prefer the other one as well, but this is awesome.
Good start.
Yeah, I'm just excited. I love coming to the Netherlands.
Lekker lekker, we are off to a great start on this Dutch food tour. We make our way into the city and we couldn't have asked for a better weather day.
I think one occurrence every time we visit a new city and the sun is shining, I'm like, oh my god, this is so much nicer than where we live. But I think it's always with good weather, the cities just appear so much nicer in Europe. I love it. Finally spring.
We walk into the city center to this beautiful central plaza. Phil and I kept saying how detailed many of the buildings look, and we have since learned that Maastricht has the second highest number of national heritage buildings in the Netherlands, behind Amsterdam, with over 1,500 historical buildings, and you can really feel it walking through the city.
So we're right now in the center of like some shopping sections, and dude, look at the detail on some of these older buildings. They look so nice and well maintained. Wow, that's looks pretty epic.
There were many streets that are pedestrian only with a mix of commercial and retail businesses along with residential living. There was even a Miniso store so I could drool over all of the plushies. At this point we've done enough walking to build up an appetite for lunch to get a few regional specialties. All of the restaurant outdoor seats were full of people enjoying this beautiful weather. We decided to eat inside at this place called Restaurant Maastricht.
All right, so it's lunchtime here and it's pretty busy, so we are starting off with some iconic food from Maastricht. Phil is gonna do like the super regional one, but I am gonna start off with something that looked so good. You guys know me, I love fried food and I love cheese, so they had these old Amsterdam cheese balls that look so good. It's literally just fried balls of cheese. It's supposed to be an aged cheese served with mustard on the side. Just gonna give it a try. Looks so good. So it's supposed to be a common bar food, but also an appetizer in the Netherlands. I could totally eat a few of these after a few beers.
I think they said they go well with beer. Yeah, exactly right.
These cheese balls, so good. It's so creamy inside, like the cheese like is melting in your mouth, and because it's an aged cheese, it's a little bit this like sharper flavor. The consistency of like mashed potatoes, but it's still like this nice like fried, creamy, all goodness, and then mixed with the mustard. Dang, this is like a 10 out of 10 for drunk food for me.
Yeah, the cheese is way creamier than I thought, like literally like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, so
Ooh, and it tastes so strong and cheesy.
Cheesy, right? Like the sharper flavor.
Super, oh my god.
And I have kind of like a weird mix for lunch. I decided to go with this soup. So this is a mustard soup that's very classic to the Limburg area. And it's interesting because I've never heard of mustard soup before. Like French onion soup, yes, I know of. Some pea soups, but mustard soup is new to me. There's definitely some bacon pieces in there. So I'm just going to give it a try as is. Wow, there's definitely cheese in there too, right? I taste it. Tastes cheesy. I like the bacon pieces in there. It gives some type of texture to it.
Does it taste like mustard?
Not as much as I expected, but also really good. Yeah, dude, this is totally my stuff. Mustard's one of my favorite condiments for like sandwiches, so I'm a big mustard fan, you could say.
Oh.
Now we're talking.
Not just mustard, but mustard soup.
Solid lunch here.
Combining food, one of the beauty of food.
I'm happy.
All right, and what I'm very excited for, and I'm salivating over this since Diana was eating, it smells so good. What I have here is a Maastricht soufflé. So many things in the Netherlands are called soufflés. There's a Kaas soufflé and then Rindfleisch soufflé. I think it's some type of stew, and if you look at this here, it is so dark. It smells very nice. I love a dark gravy. This is one of the darkest ones I've seen. I would assume it is like red wine based. Taste of the gravy. Oh, I love it. There's a good amount of big chunks of beef meat in here, which is super soft. We tried to cut one, and instead of cutting it, it just literally fell apart, like it ripped apart. Look at that. This is like almost black. It looks so good. Tastes exactly what you think it would taste like. Super soft, comes apart in these little fine strips, like beef has this texture, right?
Is it dry at all?
It's a little bit drier on the inside. It has a good sear on the outside though, so it holds a bit of moisture in. And then I think just the gravy on top, this dark gravy, that helps it a lot. And I'm a big fan of this type of food. It could remind you a little bit of goulash, but it's very different.
So when I read online, I saw it was similar to Sauerbraten.
Oh yeah. The Sauerbraten in the Rhineland area. A little bit similar, but this one is in bigger chunks.
I also read that it was traditionally horse meat, but nowadays it's mostly beef, so it sounds similar to Sauerbraten.
But look how thick these are. I think a typical Sauerbraten in Germany is not this thick. On the side, we have a bit of a mixed salad here with eggs and even a piece of pineapple, which is nice. A bowl of fries, which is very common in the Netherlands. The thicker cut fries, very common to the Netherlands.
This feels very Dutch with the fries. I like it.
Look at the contrast, man. I feel like this is a bit of an elevated dish, and then you would think, oh, it comes with fries. It's a little weird because fries are kind of like a very simple food, but because those are so thick, they're very potatoey on the inside. So it doesn't really feel like you're eating a portion of rice from like a cheap imbiss, but like it kind of works with the food because they're so doughy.
Phil just loves fries. Loves potatoes in any way, shape, or form.
Awesome. Quick switcheroo. Oh, that's way different than I thought, the mustard soup. To be honest, I expected the beef souffle to be really good, but what surprises me a lot is the mustard soup.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's really good and super nice to dip some white bread in there as well. Those two dishes, kind of very surprisingly better than expected, and the beef stuff is just awesome. All right, we just had our fat lunch. That was so good. This soft cooked beef that was pristine. But we just crossed the city center and it has this big river that's separating the city, and it's quite nice. And dude, we can not have been luckier with the weather today. Yeah, the impression of the city is just awesome. I just said I think I like it even better than Venlo and Vermont, which are other two border cities that are kind of similar in size, but I think this one is more famous. And look at that, there's multiple bridges in that direction.
The one thing about the Dutch cities is so many water canals and rivers going through it. It makes it feel epic.
Yeah, we talked about that driving here. I think the Dutch live very close to the water, you can say, because so many waterways and so much agriculture relying on water. And the city just feels very nice. It's just, I don't know, I would definitely want to come back when we're not filming and just enjoying it for ourselves.
I have to agree. So far, I like the vibe of the city. I really appreciate the bridges with separated sections for pedestrians, bikers, and cars. The city definitely feels larger than other cities with a population of around 120,000. Maybe it's due to its proximity to other countries or the fact that it's a university city. And since it is a university city, we did notice a younger demographic of people walking around on this sunny day.
Also, guys, if you like the Netherlands or food videos and travel videos like we do these every week, so maybe consider subscribing and sticking around. That would be amazing. Thank you.
And as tourists, we had to see some type of attraction while we were here. We visited the Basilica of St. Servatius, which is honestly kind of hard to miss in the center of the city.
All right, so we're in a courtyard here, and it's pretty nice. I quickly checked my brain here. It says the Basilica of St. Servatius is a prominent Roman Catholic church in the heart of Maastricht. Recognized as the oldest surviving church in the country, it stands as a significant example of Romanesque architecture in the Netherlands. It is quite nice because most of these standard churches that you get in Germany and all over Europe are just one big hall with a lot of seats for the services, and then an altar in the front. But this is actually pretty cool. This feels like something out of an RPG game because it has these different hallways that lead around here. Yeah, it was a monastery apparently. It leads around this inner courtyard and they have multiple towers. And overall it feels more like a complex than just the standard German church.
Yeah, because it's connected to the...
Cue the music.
This church dates back to the 4th century, and we were able to go through different sections, including a museum of historic treasure, the main chapels, and several crypts. The chapel was impressive with the columns, stained glass windows, and sculptured details. I liked this section on the south side the most. This room is considered one of the first examples of Gothic sculpture in the Low Country. From the tiles to the doorknobs to the statues, it was all quite impressive to see.
We just came out of the church, the Basilica, a little cultural excursus there. I'm not the biggest fan of churches. This one is definitely better than average. So if you're in the city, I think, yeah, definitely do it. Yeah. Quite the nice architecture.
They have a nice museum and additional buildings to go through. So I think it adds to just the chapel aspect of it.
Yeah, and it's very old. I think that's the coolest fact. They started doing it in like the 4th century. Anyway, we're here for the food. So we walked a little bit, digested a little bit.
Verdauungsspaziergang.
So we're gonna go and get what the Dutch lands do best, fried food.
And is it really a trip to the Netherlands without eating some type of fried food?
All right, before we leave the city, we had to get a little afternoon snack. And what are the Netherlands known for and what do they do best? Fried food in paper trays. And what we're used to, we went to Amsterdam before, went to Rotterdam, The Hague, etc. And they all have these vending machines that are very famous in the Netherlands. However, here in Maastricht, we tried to look it up and I don't think they really have them. But we went to this place. It's a proper little corner kiosk restaurant called Friet. Assume that just translates to fried, as in fried food. And we got two things, and I'm gonna start with the classic, the bitterballen. 5 bitterballen. They look like this, little round balls, deep fried, and there's shredded beef souffle in there. And I'm just gonna bite one and show you the inside.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. It's like a beef stew inside of a fried ball.
It's creamy, it's very soft, and coming out of there, it's steaming right now. And the outside is very crunchy. Actually comes with a little bit of mustard. That's always the sauce of choice. Very nice, like yellow mustard with this beef stew inside of this fried ball. Can't go wrong with that. Not the healthiest option, but one of the best.
We've already tried the kaas souffle. We've already tried like the banh mi. We've already tried a lot of the croquettes. So we wanted to try something new. And this one has a mushroom cream filled inside of it. So this is a mushroom croquette. The guy actually recommended this.
It had a very complicated Dutch name.
I'll try it with mustard, a little bit of mustard in there. Whoa.
You're usually a fan of mushroom.
Dude, that tastes like stuffing inside. You know the stuffing you stuff in a turkey? If you stuff like breadcrumbs with mushrooms inside of a turkey for Thanksgiving? That literally tastes like that inside of a fried ball. Holy smokes, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not American, I don't know that.
Dude, I feel like every time we come to the Netherlands, we try something new that's fried, and I love it. This would be so dangerous if we actually lived here because I think I would be eating fried food way too much. I love it.
All right, as we're standing here in the beautiful city Pit. We're ending our food tour here today in Maastricht. I think, again, and typical for the Netherlands, this was a full success and I absolutely loved most of the food.
Me too. I really like going over to the Netherlands. We often come over to get some stuff from the supermarket, which we'll probably do before we go home. But that was really cool to see Maastricht, the new city.
But that it is for this video.
Yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye. You always have to bring extra containers when filming a food video because we have way too much food. We already have pie in my backpack right now. That's how you do it.